Peace Reflections. Before we start, if you've been feeling called to go deeper, I'm now offering one-on-one spiritual alignment calls, 60-minute sessions, to help you realign and find clarity. Message me on my Instagram at HumbleAli2times to book your spot. Alright, y'all, man, it's your boy HumbleAli2times, you feel me? Back in that video, man, feel me? Follow the Instagram at HumbleAli2times. And look, it's today's time talking about the spiritual importance of reading most people do not know about. Now look, for today's video, I want to give a huge shout out to the Most High in general for everything, for giving me these amazing downloads, dropping this amazing information on me, you feel me, no cap, etc. I'm also giving a huge shout out to myself as well for wanting to give out this good information. I felt something bit me or something. Anyways, I want to give a huge shout out to myself for wanting to receive this good information and give out this good information as well. I'm also giving a huge shout out to everyone and to y'all, bro. Y'all literally take energy out of y'all. They come rock me, show me love and support, you feel me? I appreciate y'all, man. I love y'all so much more to love always deeply. I'm also sending a positive energy, got positive protection, got positive feeling, and got positive energy towards everyone always deeply. Let's go ahead and get ready into the video. The spiritual importance of reading, what a lot of people don't know about. Listen, bro, when I grew up, right, I was off and on of reading, right? I've always loved reading, but I had moments where I thought that reading is boring or, it's not for me or whatever I may have thought at the moment, right? But in actuality, I've always loved reading. It was more so about going at my pace instead of going at other people's pace. Let's dive deeper. While a lot of kids, while a lot of children, while a lot of adults do not think that they like reading, is because you were programmed to read things that you don't have an interest in. You were programmed to read at a certain time. You were programmed to stop reading at a certain time. You see what I'm saying? You feel me? You might be in English class. The teacher might tell everybody, okay, everybody read for the whole class. But in reality, you might only want to read for 12 minutes. You see what I'm saying? A lot of y'all love reading. It's just you're not reading things that you have an interest in, and you're not going at your own pace. You're going at somebody else's pace. They want you to start reading at this time, and they want you to stop reading at this time. No. Go at your own pace. That's not just with reading, that's with life in general. Go at your own pace. I'm not saying move slow, and I'm not saying move fast. I'm saying rhythm, flow. Go at your pace, right? When you're working out, you don't got to go super fast with it, but you don't got to go super slow with it either. Flow, rhythm, go at your pace. A natural, nice, smooth pace. You see what I'm saying? You don't want to rush it, but you don't want to be overly slow with it either. You want a nice, smooth rhythm. You see what I'm saying? So with reading is spiritual. I love reading, right? Oh, I don't like reading. Yes, you do. It's just you've been programmed to read at a certain time and to stop reading at a certain time. These teachers done tried to program you to trying to tell you when to read and when to stop reading, trying to tell you what to read and what not to read. A lot of y'all love reading. You're just not reading things that you are interested in. You're not reading on your time. When do you want to read a book? When do you want to stop reading the book? Stop thinking that you got to keep reading the book. I got to keep reading the book until I finish the chapter. What you mean until you finish the chapter? If you done reading the book, you done reading the book. You don't got to force yourself to keep reading the book until you finish the chapter, because now you forcing it. That's aggressive, right? Since you want to force it, you might not even remember those last 2 pages because you didn't even truly want to read those last 2 pages. But you was trying to hurry up and finish that chapter. You see what I'm saying, bro? It's a lot of spiritual essence in books, right? You see what I'm saying? How to get better with making money, books. How to get better at cooking, books. How to get better with your social skills, books. But with social skills, it's something that you're gonna have to literally go out and do, no matter how many books you read. But of course, books can definitely help, most definitely, right? How to get in better shape for this height with this amount of weight on me, except books. You see what I'm saying? It's so much information in books. It's so much. And the thing is with books is when you're reading, you're expanding your vocabulary. And since you're expanding your vocabulary, you are expanding your consciousness. You are expanding yourself, because since you are expanding your vocabulary, you are expanding yourself to new information. New information equals new experiences. New experiences equals new energy. You see what I'm saying? You want to become a lot more wiser, want to become a lot more smarter, you want to get better at knowing how to read people, read books. You can read, I recommend you to read books that you actually want to read. Right now I'm reading Ancient Kemet, the Book of the Dead, Ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead. Why am I reading it? I'm a reincarnation. I used to live in Ancient Kemet. It's one of my original homes. I love Ancient Kemet. Why would I not read it? It's something that I'm very interested and passionate in, and I love, etc. It makes sense that I would read it. You see what I'm saying? If you're not into Ancient Kemet, why would you read it? Unless you want to give it a try, that's different. You see what I'm saying? Right? Reading is important. Reading increases your vocabulary. And if you're increasing your vocabulary, then you're increasing your knowing within the world, within the universe. Because just by knowing a word, you can now use that word to know this sentence, to know this topic. And now you can build off of just that. You can read something, figure out what it is, and you can build off of what you just learned about. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is, with school, it's designed to make you not want to like reading. Dang, when I was in high school, I didn't really read a lot. Because me personally, I started to read more when I was starting to get out of school. You see what I'm saying? I've always loved reading. I'm a fluent reader. You see what I'm saying? Right? Feel me? You know what I'm saying? So, reading is spiritual. And they know that. Why you think in the school systems, they don't really want you to read for real? Why can't you pick out your book? Why can't you bring your own book to school and read? And they quiz you on the book. I bet you a lot more kids would be acing these tests, these English tests, because they reading something that they're interested in. Psh. You see what I'm saying? That's forcing. Right? That's the thing with school. It's such a force, such an aggressive energy, aggressive tone. What you mean homework? These kids, these young adults been here for 6, they don't work the shift. And then you're going to give them homework on top of that? Plus, they already got up early to be here. Then you're going to give them homework on top of that, and they got to come back here tomorrow, early again, and repeat the cycle again? And you're going to give them homework? Oh, that's called responsibility. Is it responsibility or is it manipulation? Responsibility is, I'm going to do the things that I know I need to do that are necessary, that are going to help better my life, rather if I feel like doing it or not. That's responsibility. Forcing somebody to do something that they don't want to do, to try to have control and to try to reprogram their mind, that's not responsibility. That's programming manipulation. That's programming. That's reprogramming the subconscious mind. You do it so much, you think it's normal. You think, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be studying. Yeah, I love homework. Do you really love homework? Or have you been programmed so much that you've accepted the programming? Because your mind works like a program. This is why you can sit here and watch something for a long period of time and you can start to become what you watch. Your mind can work like patterns. Where do you think they get the ideal and ideology of a computer? A computer is representation of your crown chakra. A computer is representation of your brain, of your nervous system, etc. You see what I'm saying? Why do you think you love the computer so much? Right, because it's a reflection of your brain. It's a reflection of you, literally. Facts. You see what I'm saying? Reading is very essential. Reading is very important. Even if you're not fully remembering everything that you are reading, if you are reading and you are trying and you are reading consistently, you're going to naturally increase your vocabulary. You're going to naturally start to know and remember things and know new things. You're going to naturally become more wiser. You're going to naturally become more smarter. You want to become more smarter? You want to become more wiser? Want to have a higher IQ? Read books consistently and actually try to remember what you're reading, etc. You're going to naturally become more smart or more wiser. You're going to catch yourself saying words and sentences you usually wouldn't say. You're going to pick up on things that you usually wouldn't pick up on. Where is this coming from? Right? how the way you talk, you're proper. It might be more respectful, etc. Right. 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 You see what I'm saying? Your whole life you thinking you don't like reading, then as soon as you get out of high school, you start reading manga and you love reading. It's not that you just now started loving, you've been love reading. But they had you around things that you didn't love to read, that you didn't love. These school systems, they want you to fail. If they want you to succeed, why are they trying to program your mind? And why are they trying to control your mind? Why are they trying to be you? Why can't you bring your own book in and then they test you on your book that you like to read? You'll read it in school, outside of school, at night, during the day, while you eating, while you in the car, while you on vacation. Why don't they test you on that? A lot more kids would ace their tests more. A lot more kids' percentages and grade numbers will go up higher. Why don't they do that? Why they force you to read something that you don't want to read? And they know y'all don't want to read it. For what? For what? Because they want control. They don't really want you to get better with reading. They purposely want you to read these boring books that are boring to you because they want you to not read. They don't want you to expand your consciousness. You expand your consciousness when you read it. You expand your vocabulary. You expand experiences when you read. You become a better version of yourself when you are reading. I'm not saying you can't watch videos on how to cook and how to fix a car, this and that. But sometimes it's better to just read, bro. You see what I'm saying? A lot of y'all, bro, y'all love reading. This is you. They trying to program you to not like reading. Why you think they be trying to force people to read things that they know dang well they don't want to read for real? Not saying that the books are actually boring. It's just boring to these individuals. It's not boring to the whole world. See what I'm saying? Feel me? For an example, you got a kid and you bought the kid 2 toys, but the kid only want to play with this toy instead of both of the toys. You gonna sit there and force the baby to play with both of the toys just because you bought both of the toys? When you was in the grocery store buying both of the toys, you didn't know that the baby wasn't gonna like one of the toys. If so, you wouldn't have bought the toy. No, you're gonna sit there and let the baby play with the toy that it wants to play with, that it finds attractive, that attracted its attention. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, man, reading is very essential. Reading is very spiritual. I love reading, right? I'm not telling you, hey, you have to read. Nah, bro, if you don't want to read, that's cool. But I do recommend y'all to read. Let me be more specific on what I'm saying. I do recommend y'all to read things that you love and have an actual interest and passion for. And when you're doing that, that's going to naturally help you get better with your passion and with your goals, especially if you're reading something about your goals or how to get better with your goals, etc. But look, man, I love y'all, man. So much more to love always deeply. I catch y'all from on the next one, man. Peace.